In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I scaled the #1 ranked Chad to $36,000 per month cash collected, not revenue, with a coaching program, and our niche target audience is broke. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything, the complete system, every funnel page, every content strategy we used, every piece of the machine. Now guys, people literally charge thousands to get access to this information. I'm giving away all the source for completely free. Well, prior to working with Andrew Janik 2, he was only making a few $1,000s. He was basically living in feast or famine cycles, charging a few hundred for one-on-one calls, capped with his time. A lot of you coaches can probably relate to this. And after diving deeper, I realized he didn't have any systems nor funnels in place, that he was relying purely on just direct checkout links. After coming in, we were actually able to scale him to $36,000 per month cash. So, I'm not lying here. A couple of the payment screenshots, that's some of his low ticket checkouts too. But first, how did this actually happen in the first place? So guys, I broke up with my long-term relationship, went on a night out, and actually ran into this guy in the valley, which is like downtown in Brisbane. Chopped it up, actually realizing I could help him. But yeah, man, in this video, I'm basically going to be teaching you how to build a system that sells high ticket without coming off as salesy and ruining trust with your audience. Because at the end of the day, even if you're making a lot of money, if you've kind of just sold out, who wants that, right? And there's a few concepts I need you to understand briefly. And the goal of these is to basically take your watches to high ticket customers. So there's 3 systems here that I'm going to be explaining. And we'll start with the Google 711 for real. So essentially, Google did a study and it was basically on consumer behavior. What would it actually take before someone would buy a product? And they found that on average, after 7 hours of engagement with content, across 11 touch points. So this would be, say you go to TikTok once, that's 1 touch point. You see an Instagram reel, it's another touch point. You watch a YouTube video, another touch point. 11 total across 4 platforms. And essentially after a consumer has really gone through all that nurturing, this is how trust is built before someone is ready to buy, through time, repetition, and omnipresence. You're basically nurturing them and not letting them forget about you, essentially instilling your beliefs into them. That brings me on to the value ladder. So essentially what this is how we gradually get them to commit rather than just stuffing this $3,000 program down their throat. So we kind of want them to do it step by step incrementally. You start off with the free content. This is essentially YouTube videos, free trainings. And what it does is it nurtures them further until they get into the low ticket. Now this is essentially the course and community. It's a 65 module course. From the low ticket, they've already made the first step. They've already purchased, and these guys, they have momentum, like they're ready to buy again. We use this to basically upsell them into the high ticket, gradually increasing their commitment instead of all at once. So that's the value ladder. Now with the ascension funnel, this is essentially how we actually turn the value ladder into a system. So how this works is basically we have the free resources, which is our front end bait, and the whole goal of that is to only just funnel them into the low ticket, which is our nurture system, with the goal being to funnel them into the high ticket, the upsell, and get them crazy results to funnel that back into the marketing. And you see that the offers are sequenced to match someone's level of belief, not just straight to the upsell. Also, another thing I'll quickly let you know, so with the low ticket, this is typically telling them what to do, but not how to do it. So the high ticket upsell is more so implementation. This is more so knowledge, and this is more so belief shifting content. So I've named using these 3 systems as the buyer conditioning funnel. Essentially what this is the attention we generate. We do that through the 7-11 for real. Trust is built through the value ladder, and commitment is built through the ascension funnel. Doing all these 3 things, guys, I guarantee your coaching business is going to make a lot more money. So actual funnels itself. So I'm going to be breaking down the social side of things and the funnel itself. As you can see, there's quite a lot in here, but we just want to keep it simple, starting off with the socials, and we'll begin with the Instagram. So with this one, you can see 87K, actually pretty big following in IG. And how we actually utilize this to get people into the low ticket is through a few things. We have highlights, pin posts, real stories. So we'll start off with the highlights. We have the offer itself, who it's for and its benefits, proof, and a clear CTA to DM, which we use a ManyChat automation here. So as you can see, we have the offer, who it's for, the actual proof right here, and then DM keyword. The goal of this is to just push traffic to the low ticket. As they DM, a ManyChat automation will essentially send them a link to the low ticket, and then it'll wait, and then it'll send another follow-up message. And this is basically how you can have more conversations with leads, because they've already opted in for the low ticket. It's as easy as just having a conversation, potentially upselling them from there. Now we also have the transformations highlight. This is essentially just some of the results that we've got. This just builds authority and trust, and it works synergistically with the low ticket. If someone's on the fence, they'll see these, it'll be further convincing them. Now, for the pin posts, we essentially just use testimonials, and we have two types. We have the creator's transformation himself. The purpose of that one is to position him as an authority. And then we have student success. So these ones are more so to build trust, as the viewers can typically relate with the starting positions and see themselves with the outcome. Now, you can't really have one or the other in terms of your transformations, because if you have like got a bunch of guys great fitness results, for example, but you're like fat, no one's gonna want to buy your offer. So yeah, it's really important to both use yours to show authority and then your students as proof that it works. Pretty straightforward. So for the reels, we have two types. We have the top of funnels, and these are more so just getting people into the ecosystem. It's not really like giving value or anything, but these get pretty decent views. The other solid content we have is like repurposed YouTube videos. So these ones are more so giving value, teaching people how to optimize their skin quality, for example. Purpose is actually nurture them and funnel them over to the YouTube. Now, with the content strategy, essentially, a lot of coaches I see what they're doing wrong is they're only targeting one specific ICP, so it's going to be a very small group. And what the issue with this is that your videos are going to basically get like fuck all views compared to if you're targeting a dream follower, which is essentially the group which your ICP resides in. So let's say you sell an e-com offer. Instead of only making content to do with e-commerce, you make videos with the online money space in general. What this is going to do is basically get more people in total to view your content, more traffic, and in return, you're going to have more leads, people who actually do e-com in general. Just to clarify, don't dilute your messaging. Make sure that you still obviously speak into people who do e-com, but basically don't target a tiny select group of people in all your content, or it's not going to get views. Okay, so that's the reels. Now for the stories, we basically run daily nurture stories, and the purpose of these is to nurture the most engaged followers, and it's also the fastest way to start DM conversations. Stories are super slept on, but they're a real good way to basically build that trust. So we have 5 days of the week we run this. Monday is essentially a proof with a direct CTA to DM. So we share a clear like client win or transformation, anchor it with a specific result with the CTA to DM me this keyword. And this is by far going to be a most sales driven day. Tuesday, this one is more so a reframe, so address why they haven't actually achieved their goal. You want to dig into the real pain points, break limiting beliefs, and essentially instill beliefs that align with your offer on Tuesday, and basically position change as necessary. They can't keep doing what they've been doing. Wednesday, this is essentially a personal story, examples, a risk you took, a lesson you learned, and it basically just humanizes you instead of just only posting this style of salesy content. Thursday, your wins, so share your successes, not just your client wins. So an example of this could be business milestones, personal achievements. In our case, surgery right here, you can see it's got the hair transplant. And then Friday is just a soft CTA. It's essentially just offering out a lead magnet, basically just giving back after you've nurtured them. You want to give them some value, build some reciprocity. Saturday and Sunday, just post whatever you want. But these are essentially the nurturing stories that absolutely print. I swear to God, if you run this sequence every day of the week, you're going to make a lot more money with your coaching business just because of how much you're going to be nurturing your audience through stories. We actually use the Claude meta prompt to make a lot of these stories. It's based off our client's voice kit, his story, etc. And it kind of just helps with the actual process of creating these, streamlining it for our clients. And I want you to know with the stories too, so people buy through stories typically. So if you're not doing stories, you're doing everything else, you're losing out on a lot of money. So definitely implement this. Now moving on to the YouTube. So for this one, we kind of have two styles of content. As you can see, it's got like 12.8K, pretty decent following. And it's mainly educational content. So you can see these videos right here. More so just nurturing, giving value, and framing him as an authority. And then we have the top of funnel style content. So this is just getting people into the ecosystem. As you can see, it's not really providing value, but these videos do get more views, and they in turn get more people to watch this style of content, which nurtures them. And even though the YouTube is smaller compared to the Instagram, a lot of the buyers are obviously watching this channel and being nurtured before they're ready to give $3,000 for the high ticket. It's really just a great way to nurture your audience, and you're going to be able to charge a lot more if you do use the YouTube strategy. Moving on to Kick, this is not something I see a lot of people using in the info space. We've got 3.3K here. And Andrew Janik does a variety of content styles. He does like IRL streams and also desktop talking to the camera. With this Kick, we basically use clipping to get a lot of traffic to the offer. So we have a WOP, which is essentially we run a clipping campaign where people are paid out to clip. And we also have a course kind of showing them how to actually do that, content library, as well as being whitelisted for Kick. You've probably seen some of these reels on your feed.
Called me ugly. She had the audacity to call me ugly. Wait, show your face on stream. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
People are paid by Kick to clip his content. You can see right there, kick.com/Andrew Janik. But they just get a shit ton of traffic, people to know about his brand, and people buying the low ticket. Now for TikTok, this one is really just a lot of top of funnel content. As you can see, it's really just focused on getting people into the ecosystem with a higher volume of content. Basically just following people to the Instagram, the YouTube, and the low ticket. Now for emails, we use Kit, and the whole goal is to basically nurture and position Andrew Janik as an authority. Now this email system is absolutely insane if you're trying to write emails for your clients or for your own audience. It's going to save you a lot of time and also basically build a lot more trust. So how it works is there's a tally form we get Andrew Janik to complete, basically going over his results, his day, his students' results. And from this, it gets zapped to a Google Sheet where we use our Claude email prompt to write emails in Kit. Basically what this does is it keeps emails authentic to Andrew Janik, further nurturing his audience and building trust. So instead of just LARPing about like some random stuff that didn't happen, we actually have some more data on like how he's doing, like his actual results, and we can make authentic emails which just nurture way more. Don't want to be coming off as fake in your emails because that's just going to cook your list. And in terms of ranking all the social platforms, I would say Kick and TikTok, they're very surface level. They make a bit of money here and there. But compared to Instagram and YouTube, where we have like the reels, the more top of funnel, getting people over to YouTube and linking them back to the stories where we convert them, this is going to be making the most money by far. So that's pretty much the content from top to bottom. Moving on to the actual funnel itself, this is how we convert people. We'll start off with the free resources. So essentially this is the front end bait I was talking about, and we'll start off just with the Discord itself. The whole goal is to nurture and upsell with this announcements channel we have going on. We have mentorship announcements, we have Kick live stream announcements, funneling people to his Kick, and then YouTube posts too. So basically these just get his like most engaged Discord users to watch his content. Pretty straightforward. Into the actual channels in the Discord itself. So we have the free resources section. So this is more so just guides. We've got training guide, nutrition guide. The whole goal is just to nurture people, upsell them. Then we also have the community chat with progress pics. So the community chat is quite active. We have mods in there that are basically keeping engagement high. It serves as a platform to nurture and further build trust. And then with the progress pics section, so this is basically where we get people to post their transformations, and these are funneled back into the marketing. As you can see, this chud with a negative canthal tilt has turned into a chad. If you want to send your coaching program, book a call below. I'll be able to help you out. But moving on to the actual protocol itself, this is the upgrade section. So essentially, whole goal is just to upsell. We have the protocol, that's the low ticket landing page. We'll get into that in a bit more in a sec. And then we just have a Typeform application if they want to apply for coaching. Pretty straightforward there. And then we have the premium group call. So essentially the goal of this is to create FOMO. So everyone gets basically pinged when a call is live. And this basically just creates FOMO because free members can see everyone's in this call, but they can't actually join unless they upgrade. And what that does, they see them missing out. They see they're speaking with the creator, they're not able to join. So definitely having the premium group calls locked but other people can see is super valuable. So that's how we funnel people from the Discord to the low ticket. So how do we actually funnel them from the low ticket into the high ticket? So I'll show you now. So we have the low ticket nurture system. The whole goal is just to funnel people into the high ticket. So first off, we'll just start off with the direct upsell. So this is how we basically immediately capitalize on the momentum of them purchasing the low ticket. How this works is there's a VSL landing page which they get redirected from the Discord I showed you earlier. And this VSL is more so shifting beliefs, going over the offer. After they actually purchase it, they'll be redirected to this thank you page. And this is honestly a big way we're booking calls. It's through a 3-step thank you page. There's a pre-protocol briefing, which is essentially a VSL showing them the gap between actually knowing what to do and actually executing it. And then once they've watched that video, they're CTA'd to apply below. Now with this application, there's 2 routes. So if they are qualified, they'll be redirected to book a call. And as you can see, it's only 4 days in advance. And a lot of people, if they put their Calendly out to people can book there, their short rate's going to be cooked. Conversion rate's also going to be lower. Then they're redirected to this thank you page after they book in. Essentially, each video on this page serves a purpose. Step 1 is the introduction video. How it works is basically just tell them to install WhatsApp, look out for a call from the dialer, a conversation with the closer, group chat. I'll get more into that in just a moment. Step 2 is actually the offer itself, breaking down what the call is about, what the offer is, more so nurturing them, getting them hyped. And then step 3 is basically the FAQ. So what this really is it's common objections we've picked up on sales calls, and we're kind of getting them to be pre-handled before the actual call itself. And with all this content, it's more so just nurturing them before the actual call. And one way I like to think about it is essentially, let's say this is the free, this is the low ticket, let's say this is the high ticket. So every time they're watching content, they're basically being sold further. So let's say they watch a YouTube video, they get to here, then they end up watching another YouTube video, watch an Instagram story, they have a conversation in a Discord, they purchase the low ticket, already got that momentum going. And let's say the high ticket offer, that's the 3K offer. Instead of just getting them get hop right on a sales call here, we get them to watch some more content. So we have all these videos right here. They'll be able to interact with people in the actual premium Discord itself. They'll have more conversations, and by the time they've already watched all these videos, handled all their objections, the sale's almost made already. Like really, all you have to do at this point is have a closer, hop on the call, and do that last bit of actually overcoming their fears, their limiting beliefs, and selling them on the offer. So this pre-call page definitely has boosted our close rate quite significantly, and it's definitely a no-brainer if you are running a book a call funnel to have these assets before your calls. Now that's if they actually are qualified. What happens if they aren't qualified? So as I said with this type form here, this is assuming they have over $500 on the application. So if they're unqualified, essentially don't have the funds, they will be told to claim this roadmap here, which is an opt-in where we collect their first name, the email, and the phone number. And it's framed up as a free bonus resource for the low ticket. Basically what we use is a double opt-in. So they're basically told to claim their Ascension roadmap. Once they press this, it confirms that they want to be on your list, which boosts your deliverability. Make sure your emails aren't ending up in promotions or spam, anything like that. And how we do this is through Kit. So they claim it, they're added to this tag, and they're also added to this low ticket buyer welcome sequence. With this sequence, it's a soap opera sequence. Now these are really good for upselling people to your list, to your high ticket offer. Day 1 is basically setting the stage, showing what the next few days of the sequence have to come. Day 2 is basically telling the backstory, and it ends with hitting a wall of problem. Day 3 is an epiphany, the one change, the belief shift you're trying to show. And then day 4 is basically the hidden benefits of it, with day 5 being an urgent CTA to book in a call, and just put a Calendly link in there or type form. This sequence absolutely prints for low ticket buyers, and definitely something you need to implement if you're trying to upsell people from your low ticket course. Now with the actual roadmap itself, it's pretty straightforward. It's basically going down how they can use the course to get better results instead of just like going and consuming a bunch of content, not taking any action. So as you can see, everywhere throughout the low ticket, we're giving them opportunities to apply for the high ticket. These guys, they're the most nurtured, they're the most momentum ready to buy. So we obviously want to capitalize on that. So this is how we directly upsell people who purchased a low ticket, but with the actual course itself, we use it to upsell people as well. So the low ticket nurture system with the course we have, for example, we have the start here section. With this onboarding call, it's essentially a sales call, but the way we frame it is basically just getting introduced to the course, making sure you're aware of how everything works. And then the day, if they're unqualified as well, we usually just downsell them on multiple months of the course. So it'd just be like a 6-month package if they can't afford the high ticket. Now with the bonus roadmap, this is that 5-day nurture sequence, which is the book a call CT at the end. That's literally the same roadmap that we upsell people on if they haven't directly claimed it from the checkout. Then we have the one-on-one coaching section right here. This is basically just further upselling them on the offer, telling them to fill out an application. If they didn't watch it on the thank you page, they can watch it there, and that's going to help upsell people too. The Discord itself, we have private community channels, so people unlock these after they actually purchase the low ticket. The whole goal is to nurture and upsell people, and Andrew Janik is pretty frequently in the community, answering questions, further building his relationship and nurturing his leads. And the course and the community work really synergistically together because people are obviously consuming all this content through the course, and then they're going into the community, they're talking to other members, talking to Andrew Janik himself, and it's really booking in a lot of calls through that system right there. So that's essentially how we funnel people from low ticket to high ticket. So how do we funnel from free to high ticket? Well, let me show you. We have a free training funnel for direct to high ticket. So essentially how this works is basically it's an opt-in page for the free training. Once they opt in, they press this button or press this video, they're basically told to fill out a form to click their first name, phone number, and email. A dialer will reach out to them by number, add them to an email list. I'll add onto this in a bit. But after they've actually unlocked it, they will be sent to this VSL page. Another video essentially this is a storytelling VSL shifting beliefs, and after they've watched it, they're CTA to basically apply below. After the application, they'll be told to book a call, and after they're booked in, they will be redirected to this page here. So as you can see, it's the same pre-call page. With this one here, there's also a resource document. What this is it's basically just going over more information about the call, like what's going to happen, what the coaching is for, further nurturing them for the call. Then obviously all these videos too, which are just pre-handling common objections. Pretty straightforward there. Now we also dial all the opt-ins, people who fill out partial applications, and also the people who book in calls. We do this through Go High Level. Now our dialers use a script. If they're unqualified as well based off the call, their appointment is cancelled in Go High Level. If they are qualified, it will be confirmed in Go High Level too. So if it is confirmed, the setter will reach out to them via WhatsApp and basically redirect them to this page here. Now, as you can see, it's slightly different. The main change is that we've obviously removed step 1, which is telling them to install WhatsApp because they already have it by then. Just redirecting to this page. The setter will also send them student transformations, more case studies, basically giving more social proof. And the close will meet them on Google Meet. If they don't close them, they'll be added to a follow-up sequence. And a lot of the leads you don't close on your offer, if you actually implement a follow-up sequence, you'll find that after a bit more time, a lot of these people actually will be ready to buy and they'll book in again and you'll close them. Once you close them too, the students are onboarded with the onboarding process. So that's the funnel we're running for direct to high tickets. Just a free training opt-in funnel, works really well. The main takeaway I want you guys to have from this video is to not just sell low ticket, right? Especially if you have a bigger audience. A lot of creators I see, they're just selling a $49 course, but they're not capitalizing on all these people. They're not using the low ticket as a system to nurture people further, upsell them into a $3,000 offer, because you only really need like one high ticket customer to make as much money as you would with 30 low tickets, right? So essentially, if you're a coach, you're a creator or a consultant, and you're actually looking to scale past 10K per month, you're tired of lack of appointments, losing out on sales calls, and really just feeling burnt out with all the content, the systems. Look, you got two options. You can either keep doing what you've been doing, posting more, tweaking your offers, trying new tactics, but not knowing where your next clients are really coming from. Or B, you can actually fix the system. If you don't want to keep guessing where your next clients are going to be coming from, and you'd actually rather install a system that produces consistent book calls and stable months past 10K, your next step is to book a strategy call. On this call, basically going to take a look at where your current funnel is at, identify the bottlenecks, and really map out what a scaling plan for you would look like with a predictable pipeline. If that's something you're interested in, book a call below. The Calendly link is in the description. But other than that, at the end of the day, all this information I've given you in this video, I really don't want you to just watch this and it be another video. I want you to take action, implement these 3 things. Implement the 7-Eleven 4, the value ladder, and the ascension funnel. That's everything from me though. I really do appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video too. If you could drop a like or a subscription or a comment, I know I sound like a bore right now, but it really does help with the algorithm. Other than that, peace.